Can you imagine a day so full, so packed with people and purpose, that all you want is to escape to the other side of a lake? That's where Jesus and his disciples found themselves. After a long day of teaching, healing, and pouring himself out for the crowds, Jesus said, "Let us go over to the other side." Simple enough, right? They climbed into their boat. The evening air was calm, the water smooth as glass. It was supposed to be a peaceful journey, a moment of rest. For a little while it was. The only sound was the gentle rhythm of oars dipping into the sea. But then, as it so often does in life, the weather changed. It started with just a whisper of wind, a slight ripple on the water's surface. But soon, that whisper grew into a roar. The sky, which had been painted with the gold of sunset, turned a bruised, angry purple. Clouds boiled over, and the sea, once so calm, rose up in a furious rage. These were experienced fishermen, mind you. Peter, Andrew, James, John, they knew this lake like the back of their hands. But this was different. This was a storm of monstrous proportions. Waves crashed over the sides of their small wooden boat, threatening to swallow them whole. They were bailing water, shouting over the howl of the wind, fighting for their lives. And in the middle of all this chaos, this sheer terror, where was Jesus? He was asleep. Asleep on a cushion in the stern of the boat, as if the storm was nothing more than a gentle lullaby. Can you picture the disciples' panic? They're battling for every breath, and their leader, the one they left everything to follow, is sleeping through it all. Finally, their fear boiled over. They scrambled to the back of the boat, shaking him awake, their voices cracking with desperation. "Teacher, don't you care that we're going to drown?" It wasn't just a question, it was an accusation. "Don't you see our struggle? Don't you care about our fear?" Jesus opened his eyes. He didn't panic, wasn't startled. He simply rose, the wind whipping his hair, rain streaming down his face, and he looked out at the churning, violent sea, spoke. Just 3 words. Peace. Be still. Imagine that. 3 quiet words spoken into the teeth of a hurricane. The impossible happened. The wind stopped. The waves flattened. The roar of the storm was replaced by a profound, breathtaking silence. The kind of quiet that feels heavier and louder than any noise. The sea, which moments before was a monster, was now a mirror, reflecting the first stars of the evening. The disciples stood there, soaked and shivering, not just from the cold, but from a new kind of feeling. It was awe. It was a different kind of fear. A holy fear. Jesus then turned to them, his voice gentle, not scolding, but questioning. "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" He wasn't asking why they were afraid of the storm. He was asking why they were afraid when he was with them in the boat. It was a pivotal moment for them. They had seen him heal the sick, feed the thousands, and teach with authority they'd never heard before. But this was something else entirely. They looked at each other, their hearts pounding in their chests. And they whispered the question that would change everything. Who is this, that even the wind and the waves obey him? They started the journey thinking they were in a boat with a great teacher. They ended it realizing they were in the presence of the one who created the very elements that terrified them. This story isn't just about a storm on a lake 2,000 years ago. It's about the storms in our own lives. It's the sudden chaos, the overwhelming fear, the feeling that we are about to go under. It's in those moments we often cry out, "God, don't you care?" In this story is his answer. He is in the boat with us. Sometimes it might feel like he's sleeping, but his presence is our security. He has the power to speak peace into our chaos, to still the wind and the waves of our anxiety, our grief, our uncertainty. The question he asks his disciples is the same one he asks us today. Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith? It's an invitation to trust that the one who is with us in the storm is greater than the storm itself.